What's better than having just one FR-S?
Having two.
Welcome to this week's episode of Automotive Weekly. We've actually had people asking about when the next FR-S episode is going to be, so we're here to deliver. I have my personal FR-S, and my wife Rebecca has her FR-S as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about the differences and between the two, because mine's heavily modified, hers is bone stock pretty much. So we're just going to hop right in. This is my daily driven 2013 Scion FR-S. The outside has plenty of dings and scratches on it, but that doesn't matter. Some of the notable modifications on this car include, I've got an MXP Comp RS exhaust, it's tuned on E85, and it's got a sound system put in it. Some of the other notable features on this car include the fact that it's lowered 1.5 inches on e-back springs. It has 2017 BRZ taillights from Canada, not that that's really important because they're all the same. I have a set of Hella Supertones that are in it that produce 110 decibels of get out of the way. One other interesting modification on this car is that it has a Magna gauge cluster. This is a factory gauge cluster, and this is the aftermarket one. I think it looks really good, and it's actually based off of the Lexus F-Sport style gauges. I mentioned previously that there is an E85 tune on this. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is tuned to run on ethanol only. It actually produces about 20 or 30 more horsepower, which I have not dynoed yet, but it is definitely noticeable in this car. It starts with this little tablet. I can just go in and tune it, and it'll just make more power. Simple as that. While it's not the most practical car in the world, it still is extremely enjoyable to drive. It's fun in the bends, it's quick enough that I don't feel like I'm being slow, and it's got the 6-speed on the floor, which is one of my favorite things. The interesting thing is the other car that you saw at the beginning is my wife's car, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about it.
This is my 2014 FR-S Monogram edition. Scion only made 2,000 of these, so they're a little bit more sought after. There's a few things that came stock on this car that regular FR-Ss don't have, so it made it a little bit more special. One of my favorite things on this car is the dual climate control. I'm always freezing, and Taylor is not, so for the sake of our marriage, that's a huge help. The spoiler that comes on this is special to the Monogram edition. The leather heated seats are fantastic. The leather is on the sides, so when you sit down on it in the heat of the summer, it doesn't fry your legs. The headlights on the Monogram edition are the Japanese 86 style headlights with the height adjustable HIDs and the LED daytime running lights. A couple of other fun features are the push to start, the tinted windows, which has definitely helped in the hot southern summer. A very big difference between my car and Taylor's is that mine's an automatic. However, it's still sporty and fun to drive. You can put it in sport mode or use the paddle shifters to give it a little bit of an extra vroom. And the navigation, which has saved a lot of data for me. With all these cool features, I honestly think that my car is cooler, but don't tell Taylor, even though he's the one that's editing this video.
So as you can see, Rebecca's car does have some more neat luxury features than mine, but at the same time, they're both really fun sports cars to drive that are great in the bends, and they just have enough pep just to have a little bit of fun. So, all that being said, remember to check out our Facebook and Instagram, and we'll see you next week.